Hello, welcome to another deck tech video. Woo! This is a casual deck that is somewhat competitive, and I would possibly play in a standard tournament. It is called I Can Tell That We Are Going to Be Friends, and it is... the friends are Master Biomancer and Corpsejack Menace. So the setup of this deck tech is a little different. Instead of going through like creatures, spells, and land, each as their own subset, I'm going to go over the interactions in the deck instead because there's a lot going on. So first off, we just have some 1/1 mana rampant critters. 4 Arbor Elves, and then because this is casual and I give no shits about what's legal, Quirion Elves. That's just a terrible word. For the mana rampant critters, for mana rampant spells, I have a Farseek, a Nature's Lore, which I like because the forest comes into play untapped. Untamed Wilds, which is Farseek only, the land doesn't come in tapped, and I can search for a forest. And it's also awesome because if I had a shockland in here, which I don't, because I'm poor, it would be good for that too. And then a Kodama's Reach. So, yeah. And then I have 2 Zamet Guild Mages. I think I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video that I do not actually own all of the cards necessary for this deck. I have like 1 of each card that I need, but I need multiples. So like for example, I only have 1 Young Wolf here, but the deck requires 4, and I mean this card I can just buy online, I'm just lazy. But this is one of the primary interactions of the deck. There are 4 Young Wolves who have Undying, and their purpose in this deck is to just be chump blockers, to buy time so that I can set up my awesome combo with Corpsejack Menace and Master Biomancer. And so, you know, chump block with him, he comes back with a 1/1 counter, and then you can use the Guild Mage to remove a 1/1 counter so that he can just keep coming back, and plus you get to draw a card when you remove the counter. So it's pretty good interaction. It's not like the primary one, that's why there are only 2 Guild Mages, but there are 4 Young Wolves to buy time. I have 2 Deathrite Shamans in here, mostly just to show off that I have them. And then I pulled them both. I didn't even have to trade for them. He's good for, I don't know, just like being a rude person to your opponents. I mean, I don't know how well he'll do in this deck, to be honest. I just threw it in here because he's pretty good. Exile target land from a graveyard. Produce mana of any color that I want. Exile sorceries, you know, like whatever. He might be filler. I don't know. I might replace him if I ever get enough cards to actually play this deck. The deck will be having 3 Increasing Savagery. And guess what I'm going to do with that? I'm going to throw it on this guy. I'm going to throw it on Master Biomancer. So that anytime a critter enters the battlefield, it gets +1/+1 counters equal to this bro's power. Which, I mean, if I just put like 1 Increasing Savagery on it, he becomes a 7/9, and that's pretty awesome and ridiculous. And then that guy is BFFs with the Corpsejack Menace, which will also be a 3 of in the deck. And if 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be placed on a creature you control, twice that many +1/+1 counters are played instead. So like, say like with Mana Rampant, turn 3, Master Biomancer. Turn 4, Increasing Savagery. Turn 5, Corpsejack Menace. Bam, awesome. Awesome times. Rancor, 4 of, because I just love it. And plus, like, if I'm going to have giant creatures, I might as well give them trample. Because what's the fun if you can block it with a 1/1? That's not fun. Conjurer's Closet will be a 2 or 3 of in the deck. That will need some playtesting to determine like how many I actually need. And it's mostly to trigger the reaction in the late game. Like, for example, if I have an Arbor Elf that's been out since turn 1, and I have like all the other tools available, I can just flicker that bro, bring him back, and he's like a 16/16, throw some Rancor on him. Yeah, fun times. And that's what that's in there for, is just to like trigger, counter, dispersal. Then I have Civic Charm, which is supposed to be a 3 of in the deck. I only own 1. And then 2 Golgari Charms, and I apparently don't own any of those. I thought I had at least 1, but I guess I don't, or it's in a deck somewhere that I don't remember putting it in. And I like these charms. Civic Charm also works well with Master Biomancer to buff him before I like bring out another creature. Giving my permanents hexproof if somebody tries to remove them. Or bouncing creatures. You know, I think this is a really good charm. I don't know if I don't know, most of the charms are pretty good. And then the Golgari Charm is mostly in there for the regeneration of a creature, because I would not like any of my essential creatures removed. And then, before we go over the mana base, because that's boring and nobody cares about that, let's go over the unofficial sideboard. And I say unofficial because I don't care about that 15-card rule. It's not casual. Absence Pilgrim, which I can throw in here to produce white mana in case I want to throw in Collective Blessing to just be super awful. Farseek, 3, in case, like, I were to play this at a standard tournament, and obviously I would take out the, Quirion Elves. 2 Urban Evolutions, because, you know, draw 3 cards, play 2 lands, awesome. And then maybe, you know, Forced Adaptation, if you know, like, this card's fun. I have added it to my enchantments deck, but it might be interesting in this deck too. Maybe like throw it on a guild mage so that he gets a counter each turn, and then take that counter off each turn to draw an extra card. You know, sneaky stuff. And now on to the mana base. It's weird. I mean, like, in a perfect world I would have a bunch of Buddy Lands and Shock Lands, but I've got what I got. So 3 Evolving Wilds to help me fix my manas. 2 Transguild Promenades. A Dimir Guildgate, because I only own 1. 2 Simic Guildgates. 2 Golgari Guildgates. A Woodland Cemetery. 6 Basic Forests. 4 Basic Islands, and 2 Swamps. That's the mana base. That is the deck. I tested a deck similar to it on Cockatrice before that program went down, and it was pretty fun. And then this one is a little more casual and a little more sticking to the theme of Biomancer and Menace together, comboing and being awesome. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you perhaps want to trade with me to get me the cards that I need. I have some more coming in. Like, I know I have a Biomancer and I think another Woodland Cemetery. I don't know, I should really check that, but it's like 2 in the morning, so that's why this video is a little weird. But I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. And, yeah, keep on keeping on.